Good morning. Welcome to sunny Mesa, Arizona. I'm George Johnson, the Bonanza Man from Carolina Aircraft in Greensboro, North Carolina. But today we're in Mesa, Arizona to introduce you to one of the nicest Baron B-55s that I've ever seen. This is a beautiful 1980 airplane that has the new coal mill conversion on it. The airplane only has 3,164 hours since new, and the engines have 477 hours since factory reman, and these are IO550 engines, not the 260 horsepower engines that normally come on a B-55. In addition to this, the props were brand new with the conversion, and let's take a look at this beautiful airplane. Take a look at this unique and beautiful aircraft paint job. This paint job was done by Arizona Aircraft Painting in Eloy, Arizona. And if you walk around the airplane, you won't see any scratches or chips or anything like that on the airplane. This was done in 2003, but the paint looks almost brand new. This airplane has only had 2 owners since new. The current owner, who's in Mesa, Arizona, has owned the airplane for about 15 years. Before that, it was owned by one of the Executive Beechcraft family, one of the owners of Executive Beechcraft. This airplane has the coal mill winglets, which also carry more fuel. This airplane has 15 extra gallons of fuel per side, giving it a total of 166 gallons usable fuel. That gives you a range of about 1,100 nautical miles with these engines. The airplane is also about a 200-knot airplane, true airspeed at cruise, which is a lot faster than most B-55s, and it'll go to 21,000 feet. It has built-in oxygen. It has alcohol props and windshield for anti-ice. Now let's take a look at this beautiful leather interior done by Arizona Aircraft Interiors here in Mesa, Arizona back in 2007. You notice we have a large baggage door, and they put a lot of pockets in the airplane. You'll even see pockets in the doors, a lot of pockets behind the seats, and pockets for pilot storage in the front of the airplane. Oh, hello, I was just taking a nap. You can see the special designed interior has the Recaro style seats like the Ferraris and Maseratis. They'll also recline. The co-pilot seat and the center seats will recline, so you can even take a nap back here. Even the 5th and 6th seats in the back are specially designed like regular seats and don't look like jump seats like most B-55s. These have very thick cushioned lumbar supports, and the pilot and co-pilot seats even have a pump-up lumbar support that's really nice. What a beautiful instrument panel this B-55 has. In fact, this is one of the nicest panels I've ever seen in a Baron B-55. You'll love this one. The airplane's equipped with a King KFC 200 autopilot flight director slaved HSI system with an S-Tech yaw dam. This is your number 2 nav, and it also has a shade and fuel flow, which was part of the coal mill IO550 conversion. The airplane has a King KI-226 RMI. Then you have a regular turn coordinator. Then you have your KCS-55A slaved HSI, which houses your number 1 nav. Below this we have an Icarus GPSS steering control system, which works with your autopilot to allow it to shoot a fully coupled GPS approach with WAS. Over here is your instantaneous vertical speed indicator, and then we also have a ground comm switch. Something you will hardly ever see on a Baron. This has a low thrust detector system to alert the pilot if he has a problem with the engine before it occurs. Here at the top of the panel is your airspeed indicator. To the right of the airspeed indicator, we have your artificial horizon, your ADI, which houses your flight director, and your annunciator panel is right above this for both your GPS switching, and then we have your altimeter. At the top of your avionics stack, you have a Garmin GMA 347 audio panel, which has your 3 light marker beacons. It also controls your intercom system, and it has a record playback system the pilot has access to from his control wheel to play back your ATC clearance. Below this, We have a Garmin GMX 200 multifunction display that has chart view, terrain, and has a great multifunction display that works with your GPS. Below this we have your GNS 480, GPS, multifunction display, Navcom, and transponder with WAS. The transponder is a Mode S transponder with traffic that shows up in your GMX 200 and on your GNS 480. We have a second GPS, a KLN94, which is an IFR GPS by King. And then we have a KY196 your KM53 nav for your number 2 Navcom. And then your number 2 transponder is a King KT76C. To the right of the radio stack, we have an Insight graphic engine monitor, the 1200 that monitors all of your cylinders. Below this you have your engine estimates, and then you have a switch for your transponder to switch from transponder 1 to transponder 2. Below the switch is your ADF. You have a King Carrier 87 ADF, which also is displayed on your RMI that I showed you earlier, and this has switching to go back and forth, and you also have dual timers with this ADF. Below this we have a panel mounted Garmin 496 GPS that has XM satellite weather. That's what the owner uses most for his weather on this airplane, the XM satellite weather. Great display, and it doubles as a third GPS in the airplane, so what a panel. You'll notice with this custom interior you have customized armrest, and the switches have been moved for your battery, your avionics master switch, your alternators, and your mags. The airplane also has a built-in 4-place oxygen system, and the owner tells me that with the big engines by coal mill, this airplane will actually get up to 21,000 feet, so he can actually use the oxygen and when he goes on a long trip or needs to cross some mountains. This B-55 is equipped with a special control wheel addition to make your switches easier to use. In the front we have your push-to-talk switch, and then up here you have a control wheel steering button. You have your electric trim and your autopilot disconnect button. The airplane has a digital quartz chronometer control wheel that doubles as a use for timing approaches and keeping up with your time. On the right hand side of the pilot's control wheel we have several switches. You'll notice that we have a switch to swap back and forth from your number 1 to your number 2 comm, and then we have a transponder ident button. This is your record playback button that I talked about earlier, so that you can play back ATC's clearance. And then we have a map light that you turn on right here, that where the light comes on down here in your lap. This also puts a light in your outside air temperature and your compass. And the airplane is equipped with a vertical card compass system. In the front seats we also have a nice chart holder. You can see how nice this is to be able to shoot your ILS approaches. It's also equipped with Bose headset jacks for the front seats, and it has a music input jack where you can input an MP3 player or an iPod or something like that. You notice the airplane is equipped with Rosen sun visors, which are very nice. You also have a leather window frame covering all the plastics in the airplane, which is unique. This airplane has a unique 1/2-inch thick windshield, which is relatively recent, and 3/8 inch thick side windows. If you want to see one of the nicest B-55 Barons available anywhere, come visit us at Carolina Aircraft, 336-665-0300, or visit carolinaircraft.com.